Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Big Bad Workshop Fresh Monkey Fiction Order of the Crimson Moon Major Noir. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got ages 17 and up. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction. Then moving on to the front, the Order of the Crimson Moon. Nice big window showcasing the figure and the majority of its accessories. Count Ironmoon, and there's Order of the Crimson Moon's logo right there. Don't give this to babies. Warning, don't stick things in any language pie hole that don't belong there. Barcode, Count Ironmoon. And then here we have Order of the Crimson Moon and the nice artwork. Some nice artwork, I guess I should say. Their logo, Count Ironmoon, Big Bad Workshop at BigBadToyStore.com. And then on this side, same thing, except it's Fresh Monkey Fiction on this side, FreshMonkeyFiction.com. Then on the back side, the Order of the Crimson Moon. There's some nice artwork of Count Ironmoon. And then if you want to read the story behind the line, pause it right here. And please read that if it is your desire. And then moving right along, if you want to read the specific story beats about the character, pause it right here and do so at this time. And then moving right along, here's the cross sale of Major Noir, Legionnaire, Wolfsbane, Exterminator, Order of the Crimson Moon, Noir, Elite Guardsman, and Trooper. Find out more about the Order of the Crimson Moon at FreshMonkeyFiction.com, and there's their logo, Big Bad Workshop's logo, and additional accessories by Gridiron Studios, www.gridironprops.com, and then small fine legalese print right there. And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to help us take a look at some of the smaller accessories. And first up, let's take a look. He has some extra hands. 1, 2, 3 pairs and a single. So first up, he's got some grip hands, and they are on in and out hinges, molded in black plastic, it looks like, and gloved. So it's got the appropriate wrinkles and stuff like that in there, I suppose. So that's nice looking. And here's the one for the opposite side. And again, in and out hinge. Here we have a set of fists. And they are on in and out hinges. Where's the other one? There it is. So, very nice looking. Next we have a pair of like the reaching out splayed fingers. I'm coming to get you, Barbara hands. Or they're coming to get you, Barbara. And again, in and out hinges. Nice sculpted detail molded in this black plastic. So very cool. And the last one that we have is a pointing finger for the right hand, pretty sure. It's on an up and down hinge, and it's pointing at you. It's all your fault. So, very cool. Next up, we have a smoke effect for his pistol, and I appreciate these kinds of things. I love them. They are cool. It's made out of a clear plastic. It's got a post on it where it fits in the barrel of the gun, and we'll show that in a minute. And then here is a blast effect for said gun, and it's made out of a translucent plastic with some color in it, I think, where it kind of fades from the dark to the light. I think this is some different colored plastic or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly how they do that. I am not a toy manufacturer. So here we have his electrical whip in action. It's got a nice electricity effect to it in a translucent plastic, and it's molded in there. It's not removable, and unfortunately the whip is molded to stay in this position. And here we have his deactivated coiled up whip, which will hook onto his belt, and we'll show how that works in a moment. So it's probably molded in this silvery kind of plastic and then black for the handle, or it could be the other way around. I don't know, but it looks pretty cool, and I'm glad they give him, you know, both versions. Here we have his hat, and it's got the Crimson Moon, Order of the Crimson Moon logo there on it, or could it be the Red Shadows logo? Who knows? But a nice red to the hat that matches up with the red on his uniform, and then black for the banding around the edge, bottom edge, the braid, and the bill. So that's cool. We'll show how that fits on him in a moment as well. Here is his stand. It's got two posts on it, Order of the Crimson Moon tampoed on it, nothing really on the bottom, which is fine, and it's very smooth feeling, so nice. And it kind of matches up size wise, I think, with the G.I. Joe retro stands. They might be a little smaller than those though. So finally, here we're going to take a look at his sidearm, and it looks to be molded in a kind of a silvery gray plastic, and it does have a ton of molded details in there on it. Look at all that. Textural details, kibble looking details. And then of course a port in the end of the barrel. And I said we'd get back to how these work. So be careful putting that in there, but that's how that one goes in. And I say be careful because you don't want to bend or break the pegs or the barrel of the gun. And then that, I really like that. That looks cool. And then he also has a holster for the pistol, which again we'll get to in a minute. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, it looks pretty darn cool. The hair might be a painted piece. I don't know if that's a little paint slop there or something from packaging or just where it's skin up a little bit, but it's there. He's got a nice line for his eye patch there, above and to the back, eyebrow, eye, a little bit of color for the mouth. Nice molded details for the hair and the ears as well. So really cool. So this piece right here is just an overlay over what I'm guessing is just under here the standard Crimson Moon military style uniform, but it is a rather, it's kind of a thin feeling, and it shifts a little bit as well. So you can see on the uniform he's got some black pieces on the lapels there, and then the overlay, it's got black on it, it's got red on it, and a triangle or an angled formation, and then it's got Order of the Crimson Moon or possibly Red Shadows logo on it, because I feel like these are heavily inspired by the original Action Force Red Shadows. On the back here you can see the red and the black continues around, and he's got black around the neckline there, black for the belt, and black for the gloves, and the boots and everything else is in white. Now let's take a look at his articulation. Or did I look? The pants do have a lot of textural detail. Before I get into articulation, I did want to mention that there is a lot of texture in there, and you see wrinkles and stuff in the uniform, so very nice. Now let's take a look at his articulation. So he can look up that high, he can look down that far. The head, neck, and torso, three different pieces. The neck's on probably a ball joint, half dumbbell at the bottom, and then we've got a dumbbell in the neck for the head, so that gives him plenty of chicken neck. He's got waggle, he's got attitude as well. He can do the full exorcist. And I said a dumbbell, I told a story. It is a ball and hinge. How about that? So that's cool. So at the shoulder, you can't see it, but there is a butterfly in there, and it goes back that far, and it goes forward that far. So that's nice. Detents in the shoulder as well as he raises it up this high, which is a pretty good bit past 90 degrees. He can rotate 360 degrees there as well. It's a cut at the upper bicep, which gives another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow that is buttery smooth, and it gives you that much bend at the wrist. 360 degree rotation, and these trigger finger hands are on up and down hinges, which is a good thing. I like that. So then I don't know if there's anything in the torso because it's covered by the overlay, but he does have a half dumbbell or ball joint at the waist, and he gets plenty of hula. He gets 360 degrees of rotation. He can lean left and right, and you can see this lower piece is separate from this upper overlay. So two different overlays right there, and it's kind of weird to get them lined back up, but there's that. So he can lean left and right. He leans back that far, and he leans forward that far. And I really do think there is a torso cut under this overlay. I just can't see it. Now he has pull down hinges at the hips, and with those engaged he will give you that much of the splits, which doesn't seem, it's not the full splits anyway. So he can kick forward about 90 degrees with that drop down engaged, and kick back about the length of his own foot maybe. And then there is a cut here at the upper thigh for another 360 degree rotation. And I think there's a little bit, no, I thought there was a little bit of rotation at the hip as well, but it's not. Then we've come to the knee, which is double hinged and pinless, and again, just like that elbow, it is buttery smooth. And it gives you that much bend, and you can see it's kind of molded for that fit. So then let's see, there is a boot cut at the upper shin for another 360-degree rotation, and then at the ankle, lots of detents in there. Tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and then he does have a pin for rocker. So really nice. So as far as storage for stuff goes, the pistol goes in here. I don't know how well it stays in there. It doesn't, it's kind of loose looking, so that's a thing. And then when he's not whooping some booty with his whip, getting those werewolves into shape, I guess, it stores here. And then his hat just goes on his head, and it fits on there pretty good. So, but then the overlay is out of whack, and I've seen that a bit messing around with this guy. It's just that overlay, that upper overlay gets kind of out of whack. So there you have it, my friends. That is a look at the figure, his accessories, and some storage options. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction, The Order of the Crimson Moon, Count Ironmoon, with the G.I. Joe Classified Series, Battle Armor Cobra Commander, the G.I. Joe Classified Series, Destro, and the Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified Series, Cobra Island, Major Blood. Here we have the Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction, The Order of the Crimson Moon, Count Ironmoon, with the Valaverse Action Force Special Deployment Series, Swarm Sentry, and the Valaverse Action Force Swarm Scarab. Here we have the Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction, The Order of the Crimson Moon, Count Ironmoon, with the Skeletron Red Shadows Wolf Trooper, and the Skeletron Red Shadows Assault Trooper. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction, The Order of the Crimson Moon, Count Ironmoon, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified Series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the Big Bad Workshop, Fresh Monkey Fiction, The Order of the Crimson Moon, Count Ironmoon. First off, I'm going to say, if you look at this guy, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, I didn't 100% know a lot either, so I did some research on it. And I knew, first off, that, you know, this Order of the Crimson Moon was loosely based, I suppose you could say, on the original Battle Action Force characters of Red Shadows. And, you know, if you've seen those old 80s figures from Palitoy, you kind of know. So, Count Ironmoon here was based, you know, he's kind of based on the old Red Shadows leader, Baron Ironblood. So, he's a Count, he's based on a Baron. There is that. Now, he's missing some stuff that the original had. Like, the original had that big ass helmet, which you can get. There's another figure that comes with that. So, if you want that complete, like, Baron Ironblood look, you get the figure that comes with that helmet, and then you can do that. Now, I don't remember if he had an eye patch or not. I really don't. But now, as far as the figure itself goes, I really like this figure, and I like the look of it. I like the design of it. The joints work really well, and they have a really good range of movement. During the review, I actually missed a 360-degree rotation at the back cuff of the glove, so that whole piece just below the elbow there of the glove spins around. So I did miss that. That was on me. But, you know, the only thing that I really am gonna say that bothers me about this is that upper overlay just kind of seems to get out of place, and you can't really get it properly lined up, or at least I hadn't. Maybe you, if you have this figure, plan on getting it, you have or will have better luck with it than I have. Maybe heating it up, but it's kind of thin as overlays go, so I don't really want to risk stretching it out or ripping it, you know, like that. I do like that he has a holster for his gun. I do wish it was a little bit more encompassing of his sidearm. It sits in there kind of loosely. And I do like that he has the little piece to hang his whip on when you use the alternate version of the whip where it's coiled up. So I think that's neat. And I think the whip looks really cool. Excuse me. And I think the gun looks really cool too. It has a lot of little textural details in it, and it has a lot of greeble on it, and you know, it looks like that sci-fi military that we love out of these kinds of lines. Now, as far as you know, Quarter of the Crimson Moon, Monster Force, that kind of stuff, I love the fact that it all kind of works together. I think that's really cool. And you can see where there's some aspects of Monster Force where the Order of the Crimson Moon kind of feeds into that, because these guys were in the 70s apparently trying to do their thing, and then but you see there's some of them still in Monster Force, so that's neat. I got two other of these Order of the Crimson Moon figures. I may get some more because I really like these figures. It's just $40 a pop. I don't know how many of them I'm gonna get, because you know, you got to give up something to get something these days, and I don't know what I'm giving up yet. I know I've cut back on a lot of things, but you know, that's a different video. But this line, this particular figure, yeah, it does have some flaws in it, and the major thing being the overlay. The hat fits on there okay. Don't jiggle him around a lot with it on there. Don't touch it because it will just pop right on off. I do like that his accessories include the smoke for his pistol along with a blast effect. And boy, that thing must kick because the blast effect is big for a sidearm. So I don't know, but it's a cool figure. I really like it, and you know, it's a nice. If you want to jump into this line, I can see people jumping into the line for this figure. Although he's a little for the line, at least of you know what I've got of it. I guess I don't want to say he's basic, but you know he's. I don't know. I wouldn't say this would be my first pick to start the line with. Out of what I've picked up, I would say maybe Major Noir or Wolfsbane. But again, this is a good figure as well. And if you have a need for, you know, something based on red shadows that's not Skeletron, because I don't see Skeletron doing this particular character, but who knows? You know, they have the rights to do red shadows. They have the fighter. What is it? Skeletron Mark II. So who knows? I don't know. And again, of course, you know, these are just based on those figures. They're not those figures from Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction. So, but again, I don't know where the rights for all that lies. It's a weird kind of thing. Like, Valaverse has the Action Force name. Skeletron, you know, their name is basically, you know, one of the characters from that line. So there's Skeletron. They have the rights to Red Shadows, but I don't know if they have the rights to Baron Ironblood or Black Major or Red Jackal. Or, you know, I don't know that they have the rights to those. Maybe they just have the rights to the troopers, and I'm not sure exactly how all that works. So, but between Skeletron and Big Bad Workshop Fresh Monkey Fiction, if you have that need for 6-inch Red Shadows, there you have it, my friends. So I've rambled on long enough, I suppose. That does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you were interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.